We're here on Wednesday, Firewall. We've got a good leg pump coming at you here. We have a rotate through for 15 minutes. We have 3 movements to get through. This is going to be 6 each leg of a rear foot elevated split squat, or better known as our Bulgarian split squat. Then we've got 40 seconds of a goblet squat hold in the bottom, and then 2 each arm of a Turkish get up. All right, so what we're starting out here with is 6 per leg of that rear foot elevated split squat. So if you can have a surface, either a couch, bench, box, wherever you got, you're gonna set yourself up where you're in the bottom of the lunge, and then your foot that's elevated, okay, you want the tops of those toes on it. All right, so Bucky's gonna get comfortably in that lunge position where he can feel all the weights in his front heel. His chest is super tall and he has those shoulder blades back. If doing this with no weight is very hard for you, stick with that today, okay? But you're not gonna come back too many times to these split squats, so maybe try and push yourself to hang on to some heavier weight for 6 per leg. Okay, so you can hold that weight in a goblet squat hold position. Just make sure that chest stays tall the entire time. If you don't have an elevated surface to go off of, you could just do a regular split lunge, okay, with that foot back, and you're just driving that knee down to the floor and then coming up tall. Same thing applies with a nice tall chest, solid core the whole way through, and that weight stays in the front heel the entire time. All right, it's 6 each leg there. Then we've got 40 seconds in the bottom, so of an active goblet squat. So feet are underneath our shoulders like a regular squat. Kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever you got in the front rack position. Bucky's gonna take a nice deep breath in. He's gonna send those hips down and back till he's just below those knees. He's gonna keep his core super tight, his butt tight. He's holding his breath. He may have to breathe a little bit during his 40 seconds, okay? But you wanna make sure you're still flexing those abs the entire time. All right, you don't wanna breathe out and breathe in and start rounding and then picking your chest up. Pick a light weight for this in the beginning to make sure you can maintain perfect form rather than go for a super heavy weight and have to rest or kind of deactivate that lower back, which you don't want. All right, so maybe for the first round, try it with a light weight and then make it a little bit harder the next couple rounds if it felt too easy the first 2. After you do that goblet squat hold, you've got 2 each arm of that Turkish get up. This is where we have that dumbbell or kettlebell in the air, locked out overhead. Okay, if it's in your right hand, which Bucky has, his right foot is gonna be nice and close to his butt, while his other hand and leg are nice and fanned out. So remember, this is the movement where it's core and shoulder stability, where we're looking to keep that arm locked out, looking up at it the whole time and not bending. All right, so Bucky's gonna go ahead and first pop up to his elbow. He's then going to pop up to his hand, so he locks it out all the way. Notice how he's still looking up at that weight and the arm's still locked out. He's gonna now get his hips super high, so that way he has room to sweep that straight leg underneath. He's gonna then pop his chest up to the lunge position, and then windshield wipe the back foot so it's going nice and straight in a lunge position where you can now stand up from that lunge. All right, notice how he's still looking up. If it's again in your right hand, the opposite leg, so now his left leg's gonna take that big lunge, he'll windshield wipe the foot towards the weight, hand's gonna come down to the floor. He's now gonna keep that core tight and sweep the leg through. He's gonna sit his butt down, then the elbow, and then to the back. All right, so definitely rewatch that video, okay? If you need a couple more extra steps, we're not gonna go through it again, all right? But just make sure it's slow and controlled. It's not meant to be a fast movement. All right, again, you're rotating through 15 times there. You'll probably get through 3 times, maybe even creep it into 4. All right, but have fun with that one, okay? And we're gonna move on to a really fun 4-time workout. This is gonna involve some dumbbell thrusters and double unders. All right, so it's 4-time, 40 single arm dumbbell thrusters, then 120 double unders. Then you've got 30 single arm dumbbell thrusters and 90 double unders. Then you finish with 20 single arm dumbbell thrusters and 60 double unders. If for the double unders, okay, you are not doing them, you're doing single unders, you are just doubling those reps to single unders. If you're sticking with jumps over your dumbbell, you're gonna keep it that 120 reps, then 90, and then 60. All right, but we're starting here with 40 single arm dumbbell thrusters where you can choose how you break it up. It's not alternating. You don't have to do all on one arm. Okay, maybe you'll do 20 and 20, okay, because it is 40 total reps and you want to even out each side. So feet are underneath our shoulders. Bucky has the dumbbell in one side with that elbow nice and high and active. He's gonna sit all the way back and down into his full squat, and he's driving up out of the hole. Once he squeezes his butt, we're going to that overhead press. So that thruster is our full squat and press overhead. So notice when he squats, he has a nice tall chest with an active elbow, and that way he can drive up out of that squat and pop that dumbbell off of our front rack position into our push press. All right, so it helps us take a nice deep breath in going down and then breathing out as we come up into that press, making sure that bicep is nice and close to our ear overhead. So again, it's 40 total when you kick it off, 20 each side. Yeah, double unders next. If you have your rope, make sure we're getting 2 passes underneath. Again, the 120 double unders is probably gonna be no more than a minute and a half, I'd say, you wanna spend on them, so give or take around there. If you're doing single unders, you're going for those, oh boy, that's 240. Quick math.
Easy day.
240, all right? Or if you're doing the jumps, you've got those 120 jumps fast over that dumbbell, all right? Then you got 30 single arm dumbbell thrusters, and then you got your 90 double unders, okay, and so on until you finish. So it's just those 2 movements. Have fun with this one. Your goal is gonna be to get under 9 minutes. Cap's 12 on this, so have fun with this one. Move fast.